Welcome back, Web3 TV. I'm Christina Najera, and today we are at Cardano Summit with Taylor from Rejuve.ai. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm very happy to have you. Would you like to start sharing more about you and what you do?
Sure. So I'm a neuropsychologist and a neuroscientist, and for Rejuve, I'm a medical advisor, and I'm helping them build their AI model and do some research looking towards future ways to apply that model to help people live longer.
Yes, I would love to do that. Would you like to share more about how did you start in this journey with this app, or is it a website?
So it's an app, and what we did was we created a platform so people could provide data through multiple streams. You can provide demographic data, answer surveys about how you're sleeping, eating, diet, exercise. You can upload blood data if you want to, and you can also connect smart devices. And then the AI uses all of that data to predict your biological age. So your biological age might be different, older or younger than your chronological age. And we use that to give you insights about lifestyles and products and supplements that you could use to extend your lifespan, live longer and live better.
Wow, very interesting. A lot of people said that it's very important what you eat and how much you sleep. Is that the base, or there are something else that we could do in order to get better habits to have a longer life?
Absolutely. So sleeping is really important, especially slow wave sleep, because that's when our brain clears out all of the stuff that builds up during the day. How we eat and how we exercise, especially low impact cardio, keeps our heart healthy, and cardiovascular health is critical for long-term aging. But there are lots of other things we can do, including socializing, including different supplements, peptides, regenerative medicines. We live in a really exciting time for a suite of opportunities to help us live longer.
Yes, what about technology? We know that now we have the metaverse, for example, where people are just in the rooms with their computers and they don't socialize because they are socializing online. How do you think this affects people?
That's a great question. I mean, I think it's so easy to ask that question thinking about you and I sitting in a room, are they going to be different? And I think the answer is quite possibly yes. But if I played football, I would build my body for football. But if I played baseball, my body would build for that. So they'll be building themselves, their experiences, their social skills for that environment, which is different than how we might be building ours, but that makes them more adaptive for their space. So it might make it harder for them to come back into this social space, but it makes us less adept to go into theirs.
Wow, very interesting. And because now we have AI, and a lot of people think that AI will take over their jobs. However, you are showing us that AI can actually be very helpful for us to take care of ourselves. What do you think about humans using AI in the future?
Absolutely. So I think part of it is how we use it, right? You can, in some domains, allow AI to take over employment. But that's a choice, right? Everything is abstract and we're making all of this up, right? But I think particularly like what we're building, it's not designed to replace doctors, right? We're not going to phase doctors out or phase nurses out. But it's a tool that doctors can use and that clients can use to take agency over their healthcare, agency over their lifespan care. I think the other thing we have to be careful about is the Black Mirror effect, right? The AI is only as good as the data you trained it on, right? So there are examples of training cars that are learning what humans not to hit have been trained on predominantly Caucasian data sets, which makes them more likely to hit people of color, right? So that doesn't mean the AI is racist. That means there was an implicit racism in how we trained the model. So we have to be very thoughtful about our implicit biases and how we train the model so that we're training models free of bias.
Yes, 100%. And something very important on AI is the data that you use. So how are you collecting the data to make sure the insights that you get, it's accurate?
Absolutely. So I guess we don't have a perfect way of ensuring that when you put in your height or weight or age that you don't make a mistake. But in terms, or that when you're uploading your blood data that you don't transpose it incorrectly. But all of the wearable information is obviously as accurate as the wearable device. But I think the most important piece is we're not creating a snapshot, right? There are blood tests where you can get your biological age, and those are great. But that tells you what your biological age was today, or the day of the blood test. Ours is a closed loop. So every day you're providing information, every day you're providing data, and that is part of how you know you're accurate. Because then you're getting my data every day. So if I get something wrong today, it doesn't really matter because I've given you 50 other days, and that error washes out. in all of that consistent data about me moving forward.
Wow, very interesting. Do you believe Web3 can bring more freedom?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Why?
I think anything that's decentralized and allows agency, I'm really passionate about making sure that people have agency and autonomy, and I think Web3 really allows that. And I think that part of what we've built is that, our data is shared and sold so much more than any of us will ever know, right? And obviously we're amassing a large amount of data, but part of what we're doing is ensuring that users know before their data is shared, right? So I'm a scientist, I like data, and I'm excited to ask the community if I can use some of this data to answer interesting questions. But every user will have to say, yes, it's okay with them that their data is included in what I'll analyze. And that's the agency that you're not going to get elsewhere, and I think is really important in one of many, many ways that Web3 brings freedom.
Wow, very interesting. How did you start your crypto journey?
So I got into it 6 or so years ago based on some friends who had been mining for a while, and I was interested in that, and then explored it from a trading perspective. But actually, a good friend of mine from college, who I used to play music with, happens to be one of the higher ups at SingularityNet, and our company Rejuve is part of the SingularityNet ecosystem. And when I learned about what he was doing and about this, I asked him to make some introductions and was really excited by the people I met and very grateful that I got to become a part of the team.
Wow, thank you so much, Taylor, for everything you shared today. We learned a lot from you.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
It was a pleasure. And thank you for watching. Remember to share this with your friends because everybody deserves to know more about Web3, AI, cryptocurrency, and blockchain. I'm Christina Najera. See you next time.